Thank you so much, Arzan, for taking us through that insightful session on how WhatsApp business marketing is essential for any brand's growth. At the same time, more information on the recently launched WhatsApp business marketing messages. I think there was a lot of takeaways from that, and I believe the folks here would definitely want to learn more about WhatsApp strategies going forward, as well as how we as partners can enable certain things in the process. So I'll quickly introduce myself. I take care of business for Moengage, primarily enterprise business in the India region. With me, we have Ronak, who takes care of e-commerce and retail business vertical at Haptic. And you already know Arzan, who is part of the Meta partnerships team and leading that. So my first question is, we have discussed a lot of benefits about WhatsApp business marketing. And over the last few months, as you mentioned, there has been some changes from a pricing standpoint on the WhatsApp front. And it's slightly premium compared to any other types of notification. So what do you think is like the rationale or the reason behind pricing it differently? I'm sure the audience would want to learn a bit more about that.
Basically, you're asking why did you increase the price?
Yeah.
Okay. So, look, India, as you know, unlike other American or technology-heavy organizations where bulk of the business happens in the US, in North America, then there's EMEA, then there's APAC, and then there's one small little India, which probably contributes to 5 or 10% of the global revenue. In case of WhatsApp, it's the other way around. The biggest market in India, in the world, is India. In fact, the whole world is learning a few things because we are defining the blueprint as to how businesses should engage with consumers globally. And that's how other geographies are also learning from us. Now, with so much of consumer buying power and so many active users, in monthly active users, the amount of ROI that the biggest of brands are seeing on WhatsApp is just absolutely phenomenal. It's super high. Okay. So we increased it from 48 to 72 paisa. I am saying even if we had tripled it, people would still pay that price because the kind of ROIs the right brands are seeing, there is no other channel that can come even close to be able to leverage that. That is one. I mean, I'm not trying to sound, overconfident or arrogant in it, but the market is such that, and we are still the cheapest in terms of per messaging cost across any other geography in the world. If I have to convert it to a messaging conversation in the next largest market, which is say Brazil, the price of one conversation is like 4.5 rupees. So I'm not trying to draw parity, but by design we are used to, because SMS cost is so cheap in a market like India, we have to be able to price it where consumers are able to see value, at the same time give the right amount of premium to derive their ROI. I'll give you an example. If you talk about a business-initiated message, the price is 72. If it's a user-initiated message, it's around 30 paisa. Now imagine, like the same example that I gave earlier, if something goes wrong, you open your phone and you message a business, you are able to log a complaint to a brand like a Philips or a Samsung in less than 30 seconds, you get a ticket. In probably 24 hours, somebody's at your door coming to repair an appliance that is broken. Imagine what would have happened had that same user picked up the phone and called a call center. The amount of money businesses pay to service a single phone call through their call center is nothing less than 15 rupees per call. So, the math is very clear in front of you. Why would you not do it at a fraction of a rupee? I mean, why would a business why should I not charge even 3 rupees? I mean, forget 30 paisa. Why can I not charge 3 rupees? Tomorrow, I will have the ability from my chatbot to seamlessly be able to call through a voice API or a video API. I may charge more. So I'm saying the largest of services heavy brands like banks who have invested so much in terms of contact centers or call center have now started realizing that 60-70% of their queries are common. If you can automate that through businesses like WhatsApp, a huge part of their OPEX can be reduced. And that is what you see even the public sector banks doing now. Right? The biggest of public sector banks are now building journeys on WhatsApp for customer service. And that is the reason why it is a no-brainer to make sure that we are able to really leverage. Second reason is we don't really want it to become a very spammy experience for consumers. While the platform has certain abilities to restrict that by means of, there's tier limiting, which means you can't just randomly send messages to, let's say, 100,000 customers just because you receive a database. You have to go through a tiering process where you warm up the number to make sure that the blocking and the reporting is minimal, below like 1%. Only if you're successful are you able to go to the next tier to message. But beyond that, the platform can also become very spammy because businesses don't take that accountability or responsibility to really message consumers for whom the message is relevant and who need to receive that message at the right time of day, which is why it becomes intrusive. And if it becomes intrusive, as a consumer, I would block a business if I didn't sign up for it. So to contain spam as well as to be able to rationalize our position in the market very broadly, I think these are two big reasons why we had to relook at pricing and recalibrate that. At the same time, although we've increased the price for business-initiated marketing messages, we've reduced the price for utility messaging. You also should realize that the price for transaction notification, so let's say if you pay an insurance premium, the notification that comes to you with your premium receipt, which was earlier charged at 48, is now at 30 or 29. Right? So please be aware that it's not just in one direction. It's been rationalized so that we are able to service a big part of consumers who are today super dependent on SMS, but it's not the way to go. Right? So that is, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Arzan. I think that definitely answer, and I agree and relate to the point of course, brands seeing higher ROI. We definitely see that in our data as well when they are leveraging a strategy, adopting WhatsApp as a channel along with other types of notifications as well. And also covering an example from a support front on the kind of impact and experience it improves and the cost it saves for the organization. My next question is to Ronak. You've seen these changes happening in the overall WhatsApp ecosystem. What are some of the changes or trends you think are overall happening with respect to brands when they're going about WhatsApp marketing?
Right. So I think Arzan very clearly laid out the point that this works, right? The WhatsApp strategy works. But, to add to that, right? What we are seeing is that the companies or the brands are now thinking more strategically towards as a whole, how to spend their marketing dollars. Right? Just by sending generic messages or blasting generic messages to the entire database is not an option anymore now because, again, there's a whole cost to that. And there needs to be a cost-effective journey where, every template will count in terms of the ROI that is attached to it. So that is one. But moreover, also the art, or I would say the craft of creating templates now has become very important. And it's evolved, in fact, with the whole ChatGPT advent. And, going out of the thinking that, okay, I need to create a content from the point of view of getting it approved because of meta guidelines and that's about it. No, that is like now we are going beyond that where, brands are actually thinking about that first line which comes to your phone, on your phone as a preview that if, I need to pass that to get that message read. The length of the message, something that even CV sir in the earlier session mentioned, right? And the CTAs that you have, the kind of creatives that you create, all of those are becoming very important. And that is where, this whole template creation becomes important. And the third, and I think the most important part is the cohorting, right? Because I think segmentation, the right segmentation is very, very important nowadays. And, we are running a WhatsApp Center of Excellence program with a lot of our brands, where we are actually tag teaming with our clients to identify the right time to send the right message to the right folks. And that is where it's kind of working very well. Just a simple example of, we all know that one of the most common use cases for notifications is also cart abandonment, where you can simply send a message and, hey, your message, you have certain items in your cart, why don't you go in? But then now, the brands are also looking at further segmenting it in terms of that, okay, which brands or if, which products the user was looking at, which offers did they react to better, and then, at what stage of the journey did they drop off and they just left items in their cart. Because, see, that's the sweet spot that, now the brands are looking at, and that is creating the real conversion of ROI. So, yeah, that's how it is.
Thanks for that answer, Ronak. I think definitely WhatsApp getting into a direction where it's not just say a mass blast approach, but leveraging it really intelligently with other stacks at your disposal and driving relevant personalized communication to improve your overall brand experience is something that we are getting towards. My next question is to Arzan, and this is more to do in terms of some of the things we could expect WhatsApp to say build over the next 6 to 12 months. I already saw there are some enhancements we have seen on the WhatsApp business journey from its inception to now. What is it that we can look forward to over the next few months?
So like I mentioned, the first thing I think that is coming, and you'll hear about it soon, is WhatsApp extensions. Extensions are rich consumer experiences that will enable you to do activities like, let's say if you have to fill up a form, you have to fill up 10 or 12 fields. Instead of making it iterative through a chatbot, you just have one screen where you can say, let's say select, do a drop down, or just press a button to select things and press submit, and the whole thing goes in one flow. It doesn't have to be to and fro recursive like it would be in a chatbot. So that is one. The other is business directory search, which means if as a user I want to find a business and I don't know, let's say what is the mobile number of Samsung if I have to reach out, I will have the ability to just open my WhatsApp and type the name of the brand, and as long as it is verified with a green tick, it will surface, and I'll have the ability to message it without having to store their number. So brands don't have to advertise that, hey, this is my WhatsApp number, reach out to me on WhatsApp. They will be organically surfacing in any user search. So we will be building the ability to drive the users to the business for customer service journeys. That is probably number 2. The third is, of course, there's a lot of innovation happening in payments, which means you don't now necessarily have the option to just pay natively in-app through whatever is your favorite UPI app on your phone, but you also have the ability to use other channels like net banking, credit cards, because we've got payment integration done with a couple of the largest payment integrators. So almost every brand will now have the ability to enable a purchase, assuming they have a WhatsApp presence, to do it via a phone through any form of payment method that you may have. That's probably number 3. And the fourth I can say is we're introducing what is known as a direct commerce catalog, which means today if you're a brand and you have a list of images or a catalog of items that you would like a user to browse through WhatsApp, you have to upload those images or those catalogs in real time in your Facebook Ads Manager. Now you will have the ability to build your own storefront. You can bring your own storefront, whether it's Shopify or anything else, or you can build your own storefront, and you'll have the ability for a user or a business to be able to drive their catalogs and images on their own storefronts and pull it into WhatsApp rather than just being dependent on Facebook's inventory. So I think these are 3 or 4 pretty notable things that you can expect over the next few months or quarters, and you'll probably hear about it in the media as well.
I think some of them are quite exciting updates in the way this reduces the friction with respect to consumer interacting with brands on WhatsApp as a channel. And I think that will definitely lead to much smoother journeys for people engaging with respect to multiple use cases, right? Now, in light of some of the trends you covered, Ronak, earlier, and some of the interesting things that are coming on WhatsApp as a communication platform, how do you think, say, a partnership like MoEngage and Haptic can help brands incrementally going forward in the journey?
Right. So I think, with the whole introduction of marketing conversations and the differentiated pricing, and, every time I am with Arzan and I think that, okay, I know all the features, but then there's something else that he brings in, the 4th feature. And then, we're like, okay, with, continuous introductions of so many features around, I think this is the right time to kind of have or leverage this partnership between MoEngage and Haptic, right? Because, the whole idea or getting out of that idea of one size fits all, we should definitely, and the brands are already doing that where, they want to get out of it, and this can only be done if you have enough insights, if you have enough data, if you know your customer well enough to kind of create those journey points, create those triggers, right? MoEngage, of course, being the best in the business in giving the whole 360-degree view of, customer behavior, user behavior at all stages. And that coupled with, creating the right templates with Haptic, and also, leveraging our WhatsApp Center of Excellence by, consulting with our experts, understanding those journeys, I think that would really, that is creating a real impact with respect to ROI for our existing customers, and a lot of others are actually looking at it, right? So yeah, that's how it's I look at it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ronak and Arzan, for sharing the thoughts with respect to how overall WhatsApp business marketing, as well as technology partners coming together like us, is helping brands incrementally grow their business. And I think our audience definitely would have benefited and have had few takeaways from the session. Thanks for patiently listening, and have a good evening ahead. Thank you so much.